Okay. Um, yeah. Hello everyone. So, thank you for coming to my first ever stream on YouTube. Um, I'm not sure if my connection is pretty stable or not because it says that I'm quite buffering. But hopefully the video on your end is playing normally. So, yeah. Basically, what we are going to do today is going to um, create this 3D model Chibi. So this one is, if you are not familiar with this character, this character is basically from a game called Honkai Star Rail. Um, I'm not sure if my voice is, I think it's okay, I guess. Yeah. Yes, but so basically we're going to model this one, and we are going to for this first stream we are going to creating the base body for the model. So we are not finishing the whole 3D model in a single stream. We are not going to do that, but we are going to make a progress each stream, something like that. So yeah, let's get started. Oh yeah, so if you have any question or something to discuss, feel free to mention it on the chat. So what we are going to do is basically remove this cube right here, and start with the base body sculpting. So let's start with creating a circle. So what I like to do is making the leg first. So just matching the shape right here. Wait a second. Oops, wait a second, I think I clicked something. Wait, is the string already switching or not? Let's check. Okay. I think my screen is working just fine. I'm not sure if my screen is visible or not. This is my first ever stream. I don't know if it's working properly. I like my gear. Then we just add the subdivision. Subdivision. There you go. And move it a bit. This is the leg, and we're going to mirror this. Oops, seems like the origin is not properly set up, so we're going to set the origin to the 3D cursor and apply the rotation too. And there you go. Now we have the legs. Let's move it a bit down right here. And then start with the arm. So create a new circle. And we place it somewhere right here. Just follow the shape of the reference right here. Somewhere like that. Yes, that's okay. And we move the shoulder a bit, just to make it like a real arm. And then we apply the subdivision surface. Just like that. Scale it again a bit. Oh. Oh yeah. Let me just adjust the setting if possible. I never streamed before, so Yeah, I think the stream is working normally again. So let's continue. Yeah, sorry guys, because my network is not quite good, so probably buffering here and there. So yeah, please bear with me. Alright, so we have the arm here, but the position is not quite there. So let's just apply the origin. So origin to 3D cursor right here. So now the arm is positioned correctly. So now let's create the body right here, scale it up a bit, and then let's just follow the reference it. So right there, then just position this right there. I think that's good. Move it right here, and something like that. So this is just like blocking out the shapes of the body, so we don't really need to like make it super detailed. We can do that later when we are working with the sculpting progress. So let's mirror this and apply a subdivision surface. Yeah. So now I just make the shapes a bit, proper. So the Chibi body is quite like chubby, so I'm just trying to make something like that. Here we go. Oops, I forgot to apply the clipping. Just somewhere right there. And her arm. I think it's okay. Maybe just a bit. Okay. Now the neck. Oops. Just need to create a new object. 8. There you go, now we have the best body. Oh yeah, we forget to, oops. My Bluetooth just got frozen. Oh no. Let's just wait a bit. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it does like froze a bit when I switch to render mode. Not sure why. Yeah, so yeah, let's continue with the test. Yeah. The spear. Okay. Just get right there. Then apply subdivision modifier. And let's close this gap right here and mirror the mesh. It should be not right there but at this origin, so let's apply the origin and the rotation too. Then just reposition this a bit below. There you go, and we can shape it just a bit smaller. There you go. Now we have the base, but I think that's looking pretty great, I guess. And I just want to move this part a little bit behind, and this one too, and the arm. Okay, I guess that's maybe this one just a bit, move it a bit forward. And this one here, so it has a toe right here. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. So let's just make some layers here so we can manage the project more easily. So what I would like to do is like moving this reference to somewhere other a new collection, and then for the model we can rename it to model. And what I like to do is like make a pickup from this 3D model, so when I make mistake I can just simply revisit the model. So let's just copy this to another collection, so let's name it pickup. There you go. And then we can start sculpting the base body. So what we are going to do is like join all of these objects, but maybe just the first 4 here. So let's join them. First of all we need to like apply these modifier first, so let's apply them. And this one is going to to have a bit more polygons, so let's increase the viewport level here to 4. So this one too, and this one, and then we can join them together by pressing Ctrl J. And I forgot to apply this. Yeah, basically we're applying these modifiers and make the polygons higher so we can sculpt the model much more easier. So let's join them. There you go. And then further we can just start sculpting. So let's go to the sculpt mode, and then we can enable the remesh right here. So maybe let's give it value of 0.005. Let's try that. I think that's okay, so we can start sculpting. So let's smooth out. Oh, before that we need to apply the symmetrize right here. So when I modify the right side, it's going to apply on the left side too. So let's just smoothing out this part. There you go. I think the remesh is quite high, so let's lower it down to maybe 0.1. Let's try that. I think that's too low. Maybe 0.8. There you go. I think that's great. So let's smooth this out. Still reposition this to a bit back. Just trying to make the shape look exactly like the reference sheet. There you go, and then we start with the legs. Smooth this thing like here. Then make the shape a bit like more chubby. There you go. We need to like make the body right here a bit flat. So let's try that. And this part too. a selection right here. And let's just move the part right here a bit chubby. There you go. And now let's apply a bit, edit some meat right here. So I think that's too much. Like a bit right there, so it does not like looking super flat. Let me just turn off the reference so we can like see it clearly. There you go. And let's select the draw sharp pen right here. Just draw somewhere right there. Let me like select this part so we can focus right there. Okay, let's see from bottom. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe like pull this out a bit. Okay, let's apply some crease right here. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Just a bit smoothing should work. Okay, then we can just attach this. And join it. I think that's turned out quite nicely. Probably this part right here needs some refinement. So let's just make it a bit sharper right here. Hopefully we can just, there you go. I think that looks okay, I guess. Alright, so we have the base body sculptor here. So let's start with the head and make a pickup right there. And what I like to start with the head is like making a cube right here. So move it to match with the size of the image and apply a subdivision surface modifier. Okay, let's just make the shape it's too large. Just make it smaller so it looks like a hat. I think that's okay, I guess. Alright, let's apply this modifier and start sculpting. Same thing, we are going to apply the remesh right here and maybe apply like 0.02. Let's start with that. I think that's too much. Maybe 0.5. There we go. So let's just make this smooth and shape the head just like the reference. And just want to make the head totally a spear so it does not look like box. Okay, let's just make this a bit looks like a joke. Here we go, and we can start carving the eyes. So what I like to do is simply like tracing the eye shapes. So make here, so we trace the eye shapes and the nose, like imagining where the nose should be positioned. So like here. Now I look. Oops, we can just going to smooth this out. There we go. Now it looks much more, like a skull. Okay, let's just move this. Oops, just too much. Okay. Alright, I think we can increase the polygon here. So let's make it like 0.01. Okay, I think that's sufficient. Or maybe too much. It's maybe 0.03. Okay, that's good. Let's make the nose a bit pointy. Alright. I think that's looking... Maybe the forehead needs a bit forward. Okay. I think that's okay. Then we can refine it a bit. So just isolate the object so we can focus on the head. And then we can increase the polygon again. Just want to make like shape, looks chubby because this is a chibi character. Okay, let's just trace the eyes. Alright, so the eyes is positioned somewhere right there. So what we want to do is like make sure that the eye hole has enough space. So what we can do is like make the hole right here. Smooth this out. And we can smooth this thing too. Wipe it a bit. I think that's too much. Let's just refill these shapes. What I want to do, like make like a room where I know where the eyes should be positioned. just grab this. Now it's looks weirder. Let's just fix that. Right here. There you go. And make the shapes a bit smoother. So let's grab this jig and make it a bit have a volume. Okay, let's increase the vertices a bit. Okay, I think that's turned out pretty well. Let's see. Okay, the shapes should be round. Okay, I think that's looking great, I guess. Maybe the eyes should be a bit much refined. So maybe that. Let me see. There you go. And let's just increase this a bit. Okay. Now we have the head and the body. Next step is to create the ear. So the ear is going to be much more simpler. So let's start with the plane. And position it where it should be. And we can apply the solidify modifier to make it thicker. And also maybe reposition it a bit forward. Somewhere right there, I guess. Maybe right here. And then we can apply a subdivision modifier. Oops. Click apply. And then make it much smoother. We remove these faces right here because we don't need it. I think that's turned out great. Okay, now we can mirror it so the character have 2 ears. We just mirror this and apply the rotation. Yeah. Okay, so we have the head and the body. Maybe the ear need to be a bit thicker. I guess that's fine. Let's move it like here. There you go. So now we can start retopologizing the sculpt. But before that, maybe let me just adjust the head a bit. Okay, now we can start retopologizing the sculpting right here. So, but before that, let me pick up these shapes. So let's make a new collection, and we can start retopologizing. So maybe let's start with the head first. So here I have a topology reference that I found on internet. So I will refer to this image while I retopologize the head. Alright, so let's start with the head first. So let's just isolate this part. So what I like to do is create a plate. And then just move it forward and mirror this. There you go. And to retopologize, we will need to enable the snapping feature. So here we can select face, face project, and backface cooling, and then enable the retopology uh, retopology view, I guess, or shading. So basically it has this blue color, so we can like see the sculpting much more cleaner, and then we can just apply a Shimwork modifier and apply this to the head. There you go. Now we can start retopologize the head. Let's start with the nose first. So here, just move it around. So this process is a bit tedious because like you need to retopologize the mesh, but the benefit of this is like you can play around with the shape first using sculpting and then finalize it using retopology. So that's in my opinion is much quicker rather than start with mesh topology first. So let's just make the topology. So the nose should has like much more topology. So it's because the nose is pointy, so that's why we try to make the nose has topology than the others. Oops. Okay, I think that's looking good, I guess. So now we can move on to the mouth. So when retopologize the mouth, I usually like making the vertices maybe like 16 vertices around the mouth. This is because like when we are going to use it for animation or plane shape later, each marmot it has sufficient vertices for facial expression later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Then let's just trace the mouth shapes. Just copy it, paste, then we can extrude this. Let me just disable the, oh maybe not, let's just scale it up, move it around a bit so we can see the faces. There we go. Now let's flip the normal. Okay. Right, so now we can just follow the reference here. So let's scale this and follow the lines. Okay. So the vertices might look messy, but we can like smoothing the vertices later, so this is alright. Again, extrude this like here, and shape it right here. Okay, and smooth this. Oops, I could. There we go. And we can smooth the nose. Okay. So maybe let's just add more faces right here, because I just really want the model usable later when we apply plane shapes and for facial expressions. So just to make sure that the model has enough vertices for that process later. We can it might looks like looks weird, but when it finishes, it looks great. So now we have the mouth and the mouth and the nose. So we can start with the eyes. Maybe the eyes is not quite visible, so let me just increase the opacity here to maybe 0.7. I think that's too bright, like maybe half of it. So we can trace it. I can trace the eyes. And we can just follow this reference. So basically trying to connect the dots. That's what I like to say. Yeah. Let's smooth this part and we'll get this a bit there and smooth it again. There we go. Okay, now smooth the vertices. So like you don't really need to worry whether your vertices are messy or not, because you can like smooth it out later. Smooth this. Now it looks much more better. Okay, let's see. I think that's looks quite good. So we can move on. I'm just going to combine this somehow. And let me just do this. So here, to be right here, there, and oops. I guess that's fine. You can make like maybe like this. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, now we can smooth this part. Oops. There we go. My shape looks much better. Oops. Now we continue to this part. Okay. Maybe we can split this because we should not like too tense. Okay. What do you think? Maybe this? Maybe not. Let's just merge it together. Okay, so I want to fix this part right here because it does not look so organized. So select this and smooth. This one too, smooth. Mhm. Okay, let's just smooth this part. Yeah, retopologizing will takes quite some time because you like need to uh, position the vertices one by one. But what I like about this workflow is that I can, you know, uh, create the shapes first using sculpting, so it's much more flexible that way. So when I like the shapes, I can start retopologizing. That's the reason why I choose this workflow. Probably not everybody will, follow this workflow. Uh, but that's what I used to do. So let's just keep with that. Okay, smooth this. And connect this. And there we go. Now I can connect this. And there. Oops. Here we go. And just move this a bit and reposition this to a bit forward. And this part too. And we can simply select the jaw and then we can smooth the vertices. So there we go, we have much more cleaner shapes. kind of want like split this part right here, but I'm not sure how to do that. Let me think. Maybe like here we can. I think that's not work. Let's just refer to the original. Maybe we can fix it later, but for now, let's just make it this way. Smooth there. Select this. And smooth. There you go. Now we have the face. Let me just smooth this. Now we can make the skull. So what I like to do is like just select this part and then just grab it around. So let's scale this a bit down. There. Move it right there. Yeah, mix the shapes simple first, and then we can like detail it later. You can smooth this part. There you go. Now we can just try to connect this. Or maybe later. Let's just make the skull first. So we can just grab here, follow the shape. Okay, I think that's good. Can go here and try to connect this. Okay, then we can try to somehow connect this. Yeah, maybe let's just add more edges right there, and there we go. We can fix the mesh vertices that look mixed, just making it smoother. So there we go, we can see that the shape's now much more cleaner. Okay, let's just grab this and connect it. There we go. Now we can try to connect this somehow. So yeah, try and error. Maybe let's just delete this first. We want to connect this part first, maybe. Scrap that. There's probably not enough vertices for that, so let me try. So here with here, there. The eyes probably need some vertices too. So let's just make some room right here. There we go. Oh, that's too much. Let me give it this first. Okay, you can just click here. Okay. Now probably we need to like simplify this part right here because it's just like too dense. But let's just try to solve this part first. Oops. There we go. Now we can fill these gaps better. We want to focus this part first. There we go. We want this to be able to connect. So maybe like this. Let's try. Okay, that somehow works. And we can add, oops, that much. This is right there. Now we can smooth this part. Smooth. There we go. And put right there. Now I think that's pretty good, I guess. Okay, now we need to solve this part somehow. Let's see. We can connect. Let's try using the what is it called? Loop tools. Select bridge. Okay, now that fixes it for us. We can just smooth this part. Probably let's add some vertices right here, so it's much more, defined. Okay, just smooth this part. Smooth. There you go. We can move this a bit down. Okay, and we can just make it smoother. There you go. Okay, let's see how it turns out. I think that's looking pretty good. So we can just use that, but before that we can let's make a pickup for it. We don't want to lose our work. There you go. Now we can simply apply the modifier. So select the Retopologize mesh and we apply the modifier. Okay, and we can delete the sculpt. Alright, so we have the head fully retopologized. We can combine it with the ear, I guess. So let's just come back to the original shading, so we can disable the retopology here and split it to half, and we can simply add the mirror modifier, and there we go. Now we can apply this ear and join it to the maybe later. Let's try to create the eyes first. So what we are going to do is simply reposition this part so it creates the eye slot. Basically just move it around a bit. Okay, now we have the eye slot and we can just reposition the cheeks. Okay, let's see how it turns out. I think that's looking great. Maybe the nose is not too sharp, so I just want to make it much more pointy. There we go. Let's just move it a bit. Alright, so next we can make the eyes. Maybe let's position this a bit down. Okay, now we can make the eye slot. Wait, I just want it to be a bit forward. Okay, so we can extrude this and mark it as sharp. So we can just position this. Select that part. Okay, now we can extrude this and make the slot. Close it. Okay, there we go. Now we can make the eyelid, but probably let's create the pupil first. So let's create a new circle, give it 16 vertices. Let's try to mimic the shape here. Maybe let's just apply a subdivision surface. There we go. Let's just adjust it a bit, and we can rotate it to follow the slot position rotation. And somewhere right here, I guess. Maybe just a bit right there, I guess. Okay, we can fill this hole, then grab it right there and mark it as sharp. There you go. Now we have the pupil, and we can mirror it. Alright. So next is the eyelid. So it's going to be quite straightforward. Simply trace the design here. Let's hide this so we can see it clearly. Go. Probably we can apply the subdivision surface modifier. Let's make this sharper. Just one sec. And then maybe we can apply this modifier. Let's try. Okay, I think that's quite good to me. Probably just too much vertices, so I want to reduce them a bit. Maybe at center, and this one to be removed. This one too. Now, okay. Now it has much less vertices that we can manage. Maybe let's just remove this part too, and this one too. We just want to like make a simple shape first, then we can refine it later. Right, so we can just move it right here and grab it like so. Okay. That's fine. Let's just refine this a bit. So of course one by one. Yeah. Okay, I guess that looks fine. Maybe this part is too white. Let's just string it a bit. Okay, there we go. I think that looks great. Okay. Now what I want to do is like maybe add a solidify modifier. Let's try that. And then maybe subdivision surface tape. this. Let's try. That's not what I want, but I guess we can apply the solidify manually. So maybe let's just smooth this. That seems does not work. Okay, like that, and apply some shapes to make this round. Yeah, that's okay. I can apply sharpness, sharp edges right here. There we go. Seems like it's not evenly flat, so let's select this and maybe smooth this part right here. There you go. Now we can extrude this from somewhere like this. Alright, so I think that looks great. Maybe we can just simply move this a bit. Now we can mirror the shape. Mirror. There we go. Now we have the eyelid. Now we need to make the eyebrows. Now it's going to be much more simpler because it's not just a line. So let's create a plane here. You can just shape it maybe the other way, right here. There. Shape right there. And we can apply the shrink wrap modifier and target to the head, and we can move this slowly. Now it might look like I think we can just redo it. It does not looks like the way I want. So let's just move this vertices. There we go. Now we can create this one here. Alright, and maybe apply subdivision surface. And maybe offset it a bit up. Let's see. No, up. of surface. Let's try that. There we go. Now we have these eyebrows, and let's mirror it to the other side. Mirror. There we go. Now what I like to do is like checking the face normal, so we can like see whether the normal is flipped or not. Now the way you do this is like enable this big face scrolling option, and then to flip the normal you can simply just press Ctrl Shift N. Ctrl Shift N, there we go, and uncheck this checkbox, and the normal should be flipped. There we go. Oops. Now we have the eyebrows and eyes, pupils. I think we can refine the shape of the mouth here. So let's just disable the back face scrolling first. Then we can pull this to the inside. And just simply combine it together. So what I want to do is like create the mouth shape so it does not look hollow. Basically I want to like making the lips right here. That's what I trying to say. There we go. Now it looks much better. Okay, so I think we can duplicate this and move it to the backup folder. Always pick up your objects, because if not something, if you want to adjust something later, you can just refer to the backup meshes or models. There we go. Now we have completed the head part. Now what I will like to do is like make a temporary texture for the head, so we can like preview how the finished model will be looks like. So what I'm going to do is like creating a new material right here. Oops, and rename it like temp material. And what I like to do is apply the material to other part of the head, and then we go to the UV editing, enable the texture. Maybe let's go to the shading first, because we want to apply the image texture. So the image will be my reference sheet here, and it should look reflected to the model immediately. So we can simply just unwrap the meshes. Let me check. So here, and for the eyes, maybe project from view. here for the eyebrows. Move it to here. And here. We can select the lips and the eye slot here. Let's project from view. There we go. Can put it somewhere right here. Just try to match the shapes of the face. That's too much. Let's try again. There we go. And for this part, can simply move the color. Oops. So basically this is like a temporary texture to preview the shapes of the model, so we can like interpret how the model will be looks like when it finished. Alright, so maybe let's just move this part. There we go. Now we can preview how the head looks like. Okay, so we have still this one. Let's just finish it. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty much it. We can just finish the stream right here. So basically what we have done is creating this head shape, and it is already retopologized. So we can preview the wireframe. There we go. So it's clean. So the next step is maybe tomorrow, for tomorrow's stream, we are going to finish the retopologizing process for the body right here. So this one is still a sculpt, so it has a lot of polygons. So tomorrow we are going to work on this, and probably also working some on maybe the hair. So but for now we have finished the head. I think that looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow, so at 8 p.m. Indochina time. So I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you tomorrow.